The door was right there. That's what she said, laughing softly. Her fingers curled around the sleeve of my best friend's jacket like it belonged there, like she belonged there. The restaurant was warm, candlelight, low music, the kind of place couples go to pretend they're still choosing each other. I stood just far enough away that they didn't see me, close enough to hear her laugh, the real one, the one she stopped using with me months ago. My phone vibrated in my palm, once, twice. I didn't look. I watched him lean closer, watched her tilt her head the same way she used to when she wanted something without asking. The waiter passed by. Plates clinked. Life kept moving, and in that moment, something inside me went quiet. Not broken, not angry. Quiet. I turned around and walked out before dessert arrived, before I could do something messy, before I could remind myself that betrayal only hurts if you beg it to explain itself. I went to dinner too, alone at first. Then I posted one photo, just a table, 2 glasses of wine, a woman's hand resting near mine. Soft lighting, no faces, no context. That's when the calls started, 84 of them, but not from my wife, from him. I didn't always know. That's the lie people tell themselves after the fact, to feel smarter, safer. The truth is simpler and more humiliating. I trusted them. He'd been my friend since college, the kind of man who knew where the spare key was hidden, who sat at my table, who toasted my marriage like it was a shared investment. She used to say I was lucky to have him. She stopped saying that right around the time she started guarding her phone like it was a confession booth. It was small things at first. A smile she wore too long after reading a message, a new perfume she claimed was for herself, how his name came up in conversation a little too naturally, a little too often. I noticed, I just didn't act. Denial isn't blindness, it's discipline. You train yourself not to pull the thread because you know the whole thing will unravel in your hands. The night I saw them together, it wasn't discovery, it was confirmation. And confirmation doesn't scream, it exhales. I didn't confront her. I didn't check her phone while she slept. I didn't ask questions I wasn't ready to finish. Instead, I watched. I pulled phone records. Shared plans leave patterns no matter how careful you think you are. Late calls, short durations, long silences after. I noticed how she dressed differently on nights she said she was tired, how he suddenly had opinions about my marriage, how he'd test me with jokes. "You ever think she deserves more?" he asked once, smiling like a therapist. I smiled back. At work, I requested copies of security footage from a client's building under the excuse of an audit. Funny thing about corporate systems, once you know where to look, doors open quietly. There they were. Elevator, parking lot, his hand on her lower back. Familiar, practiced. I booked a DNA test too, not because I suspected a child, because I needed to remind myself that truth doesn't care how much it costs. Through all of it, I stayed calm, made dinner, asked about her day, listened while she lied with impressive consistency. At night, I lay awake rehearsing nothing, planning everything. The results came in on a Tuesday. I didn't open them right away. I made coffee, read the news, let the house wake up. Then I looked. It confirmed what I already knew, not about blood or biology, but about proximity, about how long betrayal had been sitting in my life, eating at my table. That evening, I invited him over. She didn't like that, tried to hide it behind a smile. Her knee bounced under the table. I placed the envelope between us. Didn't slide it, didn't push it, just let it exist. "What's this?" he asked. "Proof," I said, calm, even. He opened it, his face drained first, then twisted. He looked at her like she'd shoved him in front of traffic. She cried, not because she was sorry, because the lie had reached its limit. I watched, silent, still. There was nothing left to ask. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult them. I thanked him for coming, told him he could leave through the same door he used when he came over unannounced for years. He couldn't meet my eyes. She tried. "Please," she said. I stood. "I know," I replied. That was all. I picked up my coat. My phone buzzed again, another missed call from him, even though he was still standing there. I walked past her. She reached for my arm. I stepped away. Outside, the air was cold and honest. I breathed it in like something earned. Later that night, I blocked them both, changed nothing else. Same house, same bed, different gravity. The photo stayed up. So did the silence. Now when I think back to that moment in the restaurant, the laughter, the confidence, the assumption that I'd never see, it doesn't hurt, it educates. They thought betrayal was about secrecy. They were wrong. It's about arrogance, and arrogance always leaves fingerprints. I didn't win, I simply stopped losing. Some people beg for closure, some demand apologies, some explode. I did none of that. I left with my dignity intact and their story unfinished. The door was right there. This time, I was the one who walked through it, and I never looked back.